Hey everyone, I am iamxeracon again, and welcome back. Just to let you know that unless you saw this on another video, I'm actually posting 3 different videos today, so check those out. One's going to be talking about the Xbox Scorpio spec reveal that occurred yesterday, and the other one's talking about Nintendo's sort of problems that they have going on right now. But now, I'm just gonna get to a topic on hand, and this is something that I sort of just felt coming along, especially after stuff that I learned about. It really made me feel like this is really happening, and by that I mean that the '90s are sort of making a comeback with I guess you could say the pop culture side of it. And so what do I mean by that? Well, this happened this week, I think. I heard that Batman the Animated Series is coming back for an actual movie, um, and it's supposed to be taking Batman and Nightwing teaming up with Harley Quinn to stop a plan by I think Poison Ivy. I could be wrong. I just heard about this earlier this week, but I can't remember who they're trying to stop. But and I heard that's supposed to be taking place in the animated series universe. I'm thinking, holy cow! It's Bruce Timm, who did this writing for the series before. Although I know about what happened with the Killing Joke, and yeah. But I am still excited about this because I loved the animated series. In fact, that was one of my earliest experiences with Batman is because of that series. Um, and then the games the Adventures of Batman Robin and Batman Forever on the Super Nintendo. Those were also experienced. And then dare I say the Batman and Robin movie. Yeah, that movie confused me as a kid. I didn't think it was bad. It just really confused me. Although actually looking back, then I realized how bad it actually was. And then only years later, would I actually, you know, have a large expansion. One of my later expansions was Batman Begins, although that movie kind of creeped me out at the time. But then later on, I would actually watch The Dark Knight, and then I actually started beginning to read the comics, and I started reading the newer ones, and I started reading the older ones and stuff. And so then that's how I really just wow, Batman's awesome. Although, like I said, I've been a big Batman fan, just watching the animated series and stuff like that when I was younger. Um, so I'm really excited about this. Uh, and it's and I think they're also getting Kevin Conroy to return and voice Batman, which is gonna be awesome because I enjoyed him. I think I can't remember who voiced Nightwing, but I think they're bringing back him as well. And I can't remember who they're getting for Harley Quinn. I can't remember if it's the new person who voiced her in I think the Arkham games, or if they're using the her original voice actress in this series. But yeah, they're definitely bringing someone in for that. And even though it's just a movie, if they I mean, they probably might if it's is successful. They'll probably make a new series now. It'll be also a season 5 because you had the first season, then you had the second season, then you had third season, which is sort of the Adventures of Batman and Robin. Before it was Batman the Animated Series, and then third season was sort of the Adventures of Batman and Robin. And the fourth season was the New Adventures of Batman, and that's when it sort of ended. And then we had Justice League slash Batman Beyond, and wow, and yeah, I mean. Now, one thing also is it's supposed to be a more mature and I guess darker than the 90s series, and that's I really don't have too much of a problem with that, provided it's not something stupid. As long as but if it's pretty still a good tribute to what we grew up on, then I'm okay with that. That's cool with me, and yeah, that's about it. And then the next thing, I mean, they weren't just 90s, but Konami, they said in a statement that they want to make a comeback, that they want to be, a big brand again, like they were. And I remember Konami in the 90s, Castlevania, I played, well, no, I didn't play Castlevania. I, no, it was, yeah, like Super Castlevania. I played The Adventures of Batman and Robin on the Super Nintendo, which they made. And so, no, that was Capcom who did that game. Um, I'm really drawing a blank here, but there were some other Konami games that I remember playing on the Super Nintendo that I really just enjoyed. And then I was like, wow, this is these are some great games. And I never really appreciated them because I didn't really know their name. But looking back and realizing that, I'm like, wow, this was some good stuff. Um, and then I played some of their newer stuff, like some of the later Castlevania games, like Dawn of Sorrow. I played that one, and I played Metal Gear Solid 3. That was a good game. I enjoyed that. I mean, I haven't beaten that, trust me. But I know Solid Snake's a good character. Um, and even wow, I can't believe the Snake from 3, Naked Snake. So that was a good series, and they're trying to start again with like Bomberman, even though that's not like a big game that would put them back on the map. It's something that I guess would appeal to the older generation. I never played Bomberman. Um, I'm gonna get Bomberman. I mean, I'll get Bomberman R, and then I guess later on I might get the older Bomberman games. But I never played that before, so this would be my first experience for playing Bomberman. But they want to bring back their franchises like Castlevania. They want to bring back, I guess, Metal Gear, although they sort of are doing Metal Gear Survive, but that's a thing that's happening. That would be nice because, like I said, even though they've had some kind of questionable practices lately, with Kojima and pachinko machines and Silent Hills and stuff like that, if they can, get themselves together and, make a triumphant comeback, that's okay. I would like that. That would be pretty cool. So I'm hoping, maybe they'll make another comeback, and that would be cool. Uh, Next thing would be, I guess you could say, sort of the from an anime side. In the 90s, you had Dragon Ball Z, and you had like Sailor Moon. Now, I never really watched the series. I only sort of like vaguely watched them. Let me put it like this. So I went to a relative's house and they would be like watching one of these shows, and then because of that, I would be watching it. Uh, I mean, I before I even watched Dragon Ball Z, I could still remember characters' names and stuff like Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Gohan, Cell, Boo. Uh, I knew like certain moves like the Kamehameha and stuff. Uh, I knew about Super Saiyan, but that was about it. And strangely enough, I remembered certain scenes. Like I would remember Goku and the healing chamber thing. Um, and that's sort of like that's about it. Like, although I sort of like thought that Goku and Vegeta were like brothers, even though that's like completely like far from the truth. But like I still remember that stuff from my childhood, and even though like, and this is like even more vague because I haven't even watched this series. I mean, even now I haven't watched the series because I felt that would be too long. So I sort of just read the manga with the original Dragon Ball. I remember seeing like some of the episodes and stuff, and I'll just let you know that like with some of this stuff, it's sort of they were sort of like reruns because I know that the original Dragon Ball ran through the 80s into like the 90s, and I was born uh, in like the mid 90s, so I would be like mostly watching sort of like the reruns, but I still got a taste of that, a taste of the series and stuff. And even though I've never watched Sailor Moon, I still remember vague clips of the Sailor Moon on TV. But now, they have, well, they never really, I guess you could say, stopped because they had Dragon Ball Z Kai earlier in the like mid to late 2000s. But now they have Dragon Ball Super, which is continuing Dragon Ball Z, and they have the remake Sailor Moon Crystal, which is sort of like going over, sort of like doing what it did with Dragon Ball Z Kai, redoing the series, cutting out all the filler and stuff, having it, sort of closer to the manga, which it came from. So, that's pretty cool. Um, Dragon Ball Z Kai, I think it's too much flack, mostly because people watched the 4Kids version, although, if they watch the just like the Funimation, uncut version, then they would probably enjoy it more. My only problem with Dragon Ball Z Kai was Gohan's voice and 18's new voice. Also, keep in mind I am watching the dub because I prefer the dub of Dragon Ball Z over the sub because I have my reasons and I like the dub better. Um, so yeah, so Gohan's new voice and 18's new voice I didn't necessarily like, and this point isn't necessarily a problem I have, but it's just sort of like a preference. I really would have liked to have heard Bruce Falconer's music because he did an excellent soundtrack for the U.S. Dub. Now, don't get me wrong, some of Kenji Yamamoto's stuff is good, like A Moment for Shuddering is good. Can't remember I can't remember the names for some of the other stuff that he wrote for it, but those were pretty good. But yeah, I still just would prefer the dub. And and then also Tsunami. Tsunami came on in the 90s, and then it ran in even through into like the 2000s. Then it was canceled and stuff, and then later on Tsunami was brought back. I remembered watching Tsunami and stuff. I remember seeing Tom uh, and like stuff, and like saying, "Now, welcome back to Tsunami." I remember seeing the Batman Superman show or Batman Superman Adventures. That's how I watched my Batman on TV and my Superman and stuff. And I remember that's also where you would see like Gundam and like I said Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon and stuff. That would be there. I think also Zoids came on Tsunami, but I can't be certain. But yeah, that was like a good thing. And when I found out that they brought back, I was like, wow, that piece of my childhood's coming back. And it's just like awesome, for someone like me. And this is yeah, well, I mean, all right, this is a sort of like I guess you could say a 2000s thing, even though I remember watching it in my childhood. Well, again, this is something that like I would say is a vague. I vaguely watched this, like I said, with Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon. This is a vague thing that I watched, and this is Samurai Jack. Now, it came out I think in 2006, but it came on I think for about like 2 or 3 years. Maybe that's a bit too short, but then it was canceled. There was talk about getting a movie, although the movie was canceled. Um, then eventually like earlier this year, announcement for season 5, and at first I was like, oh, I remember that show, Samurai Jack. I mean, like I said, I vaguely watched it. I remember Aku, I remember Jack. Like I vaguely remember the Scotsman, and I know like the basic premise, like Jack's trying to get back to the past. He was sent to the future by Aku. Uh, Although like I really didn't even remember like the fact that there was a lot of like comedy in there. I just thought it was like completely serious. I didn't even remember the fact that there was also dialogue. I thought that it was pretty much um, that was pretty much sort of like you have like all the characters pretty much silent, and there's like nothing but action going on and stuff. And pretty much every now and then Jack might say something like "Aku," but that's about it. So I started watching some of season 5, and then I'm like, wow, maybe I should like rewatch this. Like actually watch the series because it is it definitely looks interesting and definitely looks promising. So that would be a series that I actually would watch. Um, but yeah, so that was pretty much it. I mean, oh, and then also, how can I forget this? Power Rangers, the movie, and yes, my goodness. So yeah, I watched Power Rangers when I was younger. I watched Mighty Morphin. I saw a little bit of, I think Zeo, um, Wild Force. Of course, this is like going into like the thousands. Ninja Storm, and I think the last series I watched was a little bit of SPD, and that was it. But yeah, Mighty Morphin, I definitely remember watching that. And then when I heard about, they're making a movie and stuff, and I'm like, wow, there's a Power Rangers movie. And then I watched, and then I see a poster for the costumes. I'm like, that looks weird. Why do they look like Iron Man rejects? I mean, seriously. They look like they're Iron Man, like, suit prototypes of something, and I already was getting bad vibes from the movie, and yeah, and I said, well, you know what, I think the movie's gonna be bad, but I'm still going to see it just because it's Power Rangers, and then the time comes, and my sister has a friend who is a big Power Rangers fan, and he posted on Snapchat that he thought the movie was going to be crap, and it was worse than that when he actually saw it. And he said that was pretty much like an insult to the series and Power Rangers fans. And I was like, wow, maybe I shouldn't waste my money on seeing this after all. So I basically just read the summary on Wikipedia, and then I'm thinking to myself, I really wasted my, I would have wasted my money. Um, but yeah, that's like the last thing I was gonna say. Like, so pretty much all of these things from the '90s are sort of like coming back, and could it be a way of people saying, "Hey, we want to relive our childhood," but I think it's also, or people like who want to, like give give these stuff back to people who watched the series originally. But I think it's also a way of saying, hey, let's milk this generation because they love this stuff. And even though we may not follow the source material, we're gonna still, they're still gonna see our stuff. And just because we can milk them, because they will blindly watch stuff just because it has the name written on there. So I think it might be a combination of both. With say Tsunami, that was definitely for the fans. Samurai Jack's definitely for the fans. Um, the Batman movie, that might be for the fans, but who knows? Maybe they might just be trying to milk us. Who can say? Konami, I'm hoping it's for the fans. I mean, they're a company. They know they just, at the end of the day, they're just here to make money. But I'm hoping they're really here to appeal to fans. Um, who can say? And Power Rangers movie, I think, was just here to milk the fans of the original series. Dragon Ball Super might be a little bit of both. Sailor Moon Crystal, I think, is definitely for the fans. And yeah, although one thing, if they can bring back Batman the Animated Series, I would also like to see um, more Justice League, and I would definitely love to see Teen Titans, and get rid of that crap Teen Titans Go. And yeah, I would love for that to happen. But let me know what your thoughts are. Do you think that the '90s are sort of like making that sort of comeback in a way? Do you think there will be more more of this change, or do you think this is like pretty much about it? What stuff would you like to see coming back? Which you remember watching as like a child and stuff? Let me know about your opinions in the comments below, and let me know about if other stuff. Also, like I said, check out my other videos. Talking about Xbox One, Xbox Scorpio, and the problems that Nintendo's having. And I'll see you all next time. So I am iamxeracon signing off.